Good morning, Sooner Nation. So, guess what? Oklahoma had that junior day. You guys know about it because we talked about the list of visitors all the way up until the end. We talked about the predictions that were flowing in after junior day, but today we got to recap exactly who was on campus and what went well because there was a lot of really good things coming out of junior day. And you heard a lot of good things from recruits that, quite frankly, Oklahoma just needs to land and wants to land. So before we dive into it, guys, I need to hear from y'all. So make sure you're joining the discussion, jumping down in the comments below. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit that like. And for the 62% of you that still aren't subscribed but continue to show back up and watch the videos, just subscribe already. All right. So Oklahoma, they had their junior day. And listen, although some people didn't show up that we expected to be there, or at least said that they were going to be there, then you had some people show up that maybe we weren't expecting. I will say this. The staff feels like they had a pretty good junior day. They feel like they had a pretty good day lined up. And when you see that guys like five-star wide receiver Caleb Cunningham, which is where we got to start this, were in Norman longer than normal, you feel really, really good about this. Now, I had somebody text me last night, and basically they said this. In regards to Caleb Cunningham, heard from a parent that Caleb and his mom left very, very high on Oklahoma. And so then I kind of rebutted back because I said, hey, Oklahoma's going to have to outlast Ole Miss here, right? Because you saw Ole Miss show up to his school. Obviously, Mississippi State has a crystal ball in favor for Caleb Cunningham. Basically, they said, yep, heard Ole Miss is not a factor based on somebody close in his camp. They don't like Lane. So when I heard that, I started to think to myself, well, maybe the Caleb Cunningham sweepstakes could be in Oklahoma's favor. Now, obviously, you still have to watch out for Mississippi State and Auburn. They are two very real players in this recruitment. But Caleb Cunningham, he gets on campus, and I talked about this last night when we were on Jay's stream, and I said, in reality, I'm not going to be the guy that sits here and tells you Oklahoma's landing a five-star wide receiver after this visit. I just think it's unlikely, right? Those recruitments are going to be high drama just because their services are going to be wanted by anybody across the country. And NIL money is going to be thrown at them like no other. However, guys want to play for Emmett Jones. And it clearly shows because look at how quickly Emmett Jones locked up the majority of his class already. And so Emmett Jones is going to be able to push the paper a little bit, and he might be able to get one of these wide receivers that are highly rated, highly wanted across the country to shut it down. Now, I don't think Mosey is 100% your take anymore. That's why I think you can explore the options of a Caleb Cunningham. Or you guys know it, I'm really high on Jacaden Ferguson. But Emmanuel Choice was at Oklahoma this week. And from all indications, Emmanuel Choice had a really good time. And he really enjoyed his visit. So Caleb Cunningham ends up in Oklahoma. Again, if you're an Oklahoma fan, although we hear that they left very high, I wouldn't count your bets just yet. I need to see them get here for an official visit and to see where those other official visits lie. So that's the news on Caleb Cunningham. What a banger to start this off with. But let's move to a five-star kicker punter. Oklahoma had a five-star kicker punter on campus, John Allen Maguire. So for all of you guys that, listen, you are upset about kicking woes or punting or whatever. Listen, Oklahoma, they understand they're addressing the needs. They're getting guys on campus. Now, they did get Liam Evans in this past cycle. So, I mean, the future might be taken care of there. But hey, you know what? I got to mention it, right? I got to tell you all about it. Jonah Williams was on campus, a five-star athlete, a guy that you even seen him. He's gone back and forth on Twitter saying, hey, like, am I a linebacker or am I a safety? You got Brandon Hall recruiting him. From all indications, from everything, it sounded like everything with Jonah Williams went really well. And Jonah Williams has been in this recruitment for a while, right? They, from the beginning, have been the team that Jonah Williams has sported. Jonah Williams has talked about. Oklahoma's been there, and they've been the constant. So although he's in the state of Texas and you've got other elite programs wanting him as well, I would still say that Oklahoma probably gets the commitment of Jonah Williams, but I don't, in my eyes, I wouldn't expect anything to come down outside of the summer for Jonah, but I mean, you never know. The kid might shock you, but I'm saying the summer. That's kind of where I'm rolling. That's where your guys' expectations should be as well. Lamont Rogers, Max Granville, Gus Cordova, Alex Shieldknight, Tory Blaylock. Listen, you guys know about Tory Blaylock. You got the predictions submitted. Michael Turner Jr. didn't show up on campus, so maybe that's kind of where you see DeMarco Murray prioritizing Tory a little bit more because you feel like Riley Wormley is slipping to Oregon a little bit. So maybe you want to go ahead and just get a guy that you absolutely want. So maybe that's why you take the commitment. But when talking to people and a source around Blaylock, he wants to have his recruitment tied up before his senior season. Now, here's the deal. So if he wants to have it tied up before his senior season, like that could really be any time before. So maybe you get a commitment here in the next week. Maybe it comes in the next month. Maybe it's in the next 2 months. Guys, listen, Tory Blaylock had a really great time in Oklahoma. That's why you saw the predictions come in. I would expect that he's going to be a part of this class, hence why I submitted a prediction. So Trynae Washington was on campus. Trystan Haynes was on campus. You had Cobey Sellers on campus. So got a chance to follow up with Cobey Sellers and talking about stuff after the visit. And guys, it's pretty telling when a recruit knows about who's silent committing. And it sounds like Oklahoma got one on the defense as well, along as what we think on the offense. So anyways, it's pretty telling right there. Sounds like he's going to be wrapping his maybe top schools up down to a 6 or a 4. So keep your eyes out on that one. I definitely expect Oklahoma to get the commitment of Cobey Sellers. Kamori Moore was on campus. No change there in that recruitment. I still expect Kamori Moore to end up in Oklahoma sooner. I know some of you guys have had concerns because of everything that's happened with Lee Summit, but there's no need to be concerned there. Omarion Robinson, he had a really good time as well. Deyjhon Pettaway obviously did not show up, ended up committing to Texas A&M, as Jay over at Unfair Sports said. Pretty much ends the David Hicks saga. Deyjhon Pettaway was kind of that key right there to maybe potentially get David Hicks here, but nope, he ends up committing to Texas A&M. As far as linebackers go, Christian Jones had a great time. Got a chance to sit down with Brent Venables again, talk to him. Zach Alley, got a chance to meet him. We're going to end up having Christian Jones on the podcast, though, to kind of recap his visit. So I'm going to leave some of that for him to talk about, but just know the visit went really good on his part. 4-star tight end. I think he's a top 100 player according to 247 Sports. So he'll be jumping up in the composite ranking. So ultimately, at the end of the day, Oklahoma, they had a very good junior day. I think they're trying to get one up on the 23rd or on the 3rd of February. You have Caden Knighton coming in, at least for that day. So we'll have to see kind of who else is going to fall in on that list. You know, we'll keep you guys updated here. But we got over the next week, we got some exciting content coming out. I want to tell you guys about it. We got to break down some huge 2026 offers. Oklahoma's going after the number 1 player in the country, number 1 players at their positions. And I want to go ahead and get these guys in front of you so that you guys are able to be made aware and you guys can track their recruitments as Oklahoma follows these kids. And then obviously the transfer portal. It seems like Oklahoma might be out on Garen Hatchett, but Oklahoma is still in on the younger brother, Landon Hatchett. So I haven't really been following that one too much just because of the junior day and everything else. And, you know, I'm not a network, so I can't keep up with everything all at once. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you guys haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, join the discussion, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about the junior day that Oklahoma hosted. Hey, and YouTube wants you guys to watch one of these 2 videos, so make sure you tune in and watch one of those.